Hi everyone, my name is Mahek, and today I'm going to teach you about the Rani of Jhansi, Lakshmi Bai. Lakshmi Bai was the queen or Rani of Jhansi, a state in the northern part of India. She was one of the leading figures of the Indian Rebellion of 1857 and was a symbol of resistance to the rule of the British in India. She was born in 1835 to a Brahmin family and named Manikarnika. Her father was an important nun in the court of the Peshwa, which is like a prime minister of Bitur. Because of her father's influence in the court, she had more independence than most women, who were normally restricted in those days. Tatya Tope, a warrior and noble of the court, taught her self-defense, horsemanship, and archery, and she even formed her own army out of her female friends at the court. She was married to the Raja, or king, of Jhansi, Gangadhar Rao Nawalkar, and thus became the queen of Jhansi. After their marriage, she was given the name Lakshmi Bai. Lakshmi Bai gave birth to a son, Damodar Rao, but unfortunately, the baby died when he was just 4 months old. After his death, the Raja and Rani of Jhansi adopted Anand Rao. Anand Rao was the son of the Raja's cousin, and they later renamed him Damodar Rao. It is said that the Raja never recovered from his first son's death, and he died in 1853. When the Maharaja died, Rani Lakshmi Bai took up the responsibility of protecting the people of Jhansi. During this time, the British were slowly taking over India. Lord Dalhousie, the Governor-General of India at that time, tried to take advantage of the misfortune of Jhansi to expand the British Empire. The British said that they did not accept Damodar Rao or Rani Lakshmi Bai as the leaders of Jhansi. The British ordered her to leave the Jhansi fort, but she refused to give up her kingdom to these invaders. Rani Lakshmi Bai assembled an army of rebels, which also included women, to defend their kingdom. On May 10, 1857, the Indian rebellion against the British began in Meerut. During this chaotic time, the British were forced to focus their attention to different places in India, so Rani Lakshmi Bai was left to rule Jhansi alone. She had always been hesitant about rebelling against the British, but eventually this hesitation came to an end when British troops arrived and laid siege to Jhansi on March 23, 1858. Lakshmi Bai's old teacher, Tatya Tope, led an army of 20,000 people to help Jhansi, but he failed. 3 days later, the British were able to breach the walls of the fort and capture the city. Although the Indians had more people in their army, the British had better guns and strategies. The Rani escaped by night with her son, surrounded by her guards, many of which were women. Along with the young Damodar Rao, Rani Lakshmi Bai fled to Kalpi with her troops, where she joined other rebel forces, including those of Tatya Tope. The two moved on to Gwalior, where the rebel forces defeated the army of the Maharaja and occupied the fort. But when the British arrived, Gwalior fell and Lakshmi Bai died in battle, fighting to save the fort and her land from the British. It is said that she fought on horseback with her little son tied to her back. Lakshmi Bai's courage inspired others to fight British rule, people like Mahatma Gandhi. In 1947, 100 years after Lakshmi Bai's death, India finally became independent from British rule. Her story is one of courage, and she will always be a national hero. I hope you will all learn from Lakshmi Bai to protect the people that you love and to always fight for what you believe in.